Okay, we are back. Welcome. Hello.
Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to talk. Start over.
This is not a thing where we just stare silently at each other. This is a podcast.
I'm in my head, I'm thinking, like there's so much going on. It's May. School camping trips, like recitals and ceremonies, packing for summer camp. We have a wedding to go to in Europe, like before camp, just a lot of stuff. Sorry.
Kids are in the wedding. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a wedding, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot for me. I have one kid and no wedding.
There you go.
That's life. Do you have a millennial must-have this week?
You want to try that more interesting, more like with oomph?
Hey, do you have a millennial must-have this week?
All right, my Surrey toothbrush. It's so funny. People have been messaging me. I've been getting ads about this all the time, or I'm so curious.
The ads are, they must be spending a fortune on ads as somebody who does that for a living.
I have no idea, but yes. And I was so skeptical. And then, of course, Vivian sent it to me to try for my birthday. And because I was stubborn, because I love my Living Libations toothbrush, because it has the angled head. It has two heads for morning and night, and then has a third head that like literally can go around the gums, and it really cleans. And of course, it has no EMF, but it's plastic. So that was the problem. And so she sent me the plastic-free toothbrush. I was so skeptical. And I've been using it for the last week. I'm obsessed. And I love that Vivian literally screenshotted the instructions and sent it to me and circled it because she knew that I'm too nauseous right now to read anything.
By the way, if you weren't pregnant, you wouldn't read that shit anyway.
Oh, shush. I do read stuff. I actually, I do. No. I do read things. Just,
on your own time.
Skim on my own time, and then when I'm not feeling good. Anyways, the best toothbrush. I am like crazy obsessed with how well it cleans that I'm switching out my older two kids who are 12 and about to turn 10. And for my 7.5-year-old, I'm going to see, I have to compare the vibration speed because Living Libations has multiple levels. So I'm going to compare that and see if it's okay for her to use. The 4-year-old, I think it's still too much. So I still have her using the Living Libations kids toothbrush. Though I looked online last night because they're having a sale right now for 22% off the whole site. And I stocked up on some things. They don't sell the kids toothbrush anymore. I didn't see it on there.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm going to have to go back.
Does Surrey make a kids toothbrush?
I didn't see that they made a kid's toothbrush. We'll just have to reach out and tell them they need to make a kid's version. The two older kids use the Slate electric flosser, and the two younger ones use the manual Slate flosser. It's just much easier for them. We've tried so many of the Humble Sticks are fine. People have asked me about Cocoa Floss, which is a great brand. It's just a little harder to use.
My son went on an overnight trip, and I had like a Risewell bamboo toothbrush that Dr. Lydia once gave me as like, I don't know, when you leave her office, you get like the freebies. So I sent my son with that because I didn't want him to lose the good, Libations expensive toothbrush. I think it was good. Also it's kind of fun when he comes home. I'm like, did he actually brush his teeth? I can see it was used or not.
No, I think with brushing, you really have to teach kids to go at the 45-degree angle. And what I love about the Surrey toothbrush, it tells you when to move on to the next section. I think that's the coolest thing. So like cool. You're sitting there at a 45-degree angle and then kind of brushing it down, and you wait until it, vibrates or beeps. It kind of does both. It goes dit, and you move to the next section, and then you move to the next section. And so I do it twice because I go around the front and then I go on the back of the top teeth, and then I do again on the bottom.
I'm gonna have to tell my dad about this.
See how
He's a dentist. He's the consultant.
Robert's the consultant.
That's right. Okay, my find one is I went yesterday to this new supermarket, West Hollywood, called Laurel Supply. It's like an Erewhon competitor. It's basically like Influencer Central. It's like all influencers taking videos. And I was no different, like in there representing Dr. Organic Mommy. Very interesting setup. I can't wait to go with you. There's like a sink in the beauty section. And
it was really pretty. I know people are saying, oh, it's a ripoff of Erewhon, but they don't have any.
Totally is.
So why not?
No, they opened Erewhon across the street. So
wait, what?
Yes. So it's across the street from the West Hollywood Erewhon.
Shut up. You
Yeah.
didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So competitor for sure, and like exactly after their business and all that. But they did a beautiful job with the build out. I mean, I don't know from construction, but it looks gorgeous.
It looks gorgeous, and I love, like, they have the organic butcher, and, like, they mill their
The
own
butcher is
flour,
something Air One doesn't have. That's
and they
cool.
don't mill, like, and Air One doesn't show, like, that they're milling their own flour, making their own bread, making
Yeah.
their own dough for the pizza, like, they don't have that at Air One.
No, the pizza looked are better than the Air One pizza. I think the hot food at Air One in general is better than this, but comparable for sure. And then they
And it's
had
brand new, so they're also, getting
they're
all their
new, yeah. They have some tweaks to work out for sure. Like their Amex, you couldn't use an Amex card. Like they had some, fourth day stuff. They had these like glass jars of things sort of like Air One does, but it had it aesthetically like, oh, it was like heaven. It was like an OCD heaven.
I
Like
think you just feel more, like, calm and tranquil when you walk into a store like that.
totally.
Yeah.
And price wise, I mean, Air One is super expensive. This is like regular expensive. So they're both not cheap. They're both not bargains.
I was waiting for you to say that. What's a less expensive version of it? Regular expensive. Okay.
Regular expensive, yeah. Yeah, refer back to my rant in the last podcast. Actually, I was talking about my rant when I was at Dr. Vochani's office, having my blood drawn the other day
Yeah.
with the two fabulous people who work there, Chris and Ryan. You know them well. And I was telling them my rant about like how people unfollow you when you're like, I have a big box of organic masa. And they're like, ugh, that's unattainable. They made such a great point, which was people just want to be able to carry their expensive goods and show them off. So to be buying organic tomatoes doesn't really do anything for them because they're not able to like wear it on their shoulder and carry it around for others to see. Like no one's watching that you're buying expensive groceries.
That's a very interesting point.
Right?
It's a bummer, but yeah.
It is a bummer. Okay. That's a little.
All right. We're talking about what,
my
pregnant?
millennial find. Wait.
Oh, sorry. I thought you did this last time.
No.
Oh, never mind. Go. Sorry.
I sent you a video. You're getting confused with the text messages and the podcast and the Instagram. True Botanicals sent me their lip oil. I've not been happier about anything in a long time. I couldn't figure out online what it was made of, but it's definitely like hard. And it's a lip gloss. Look how lip oil. Look how beautiful it comes out. Okay, and I recognize that most of you are not watching this.
Well, she's applying, by the way.
And it's terrific.
What's the difference between this and the lip treatment,
I
then?
was just going to tell you. On their website, they instruct this is for daytime use. The lip treatment is for overnight use.
Oh, I do use it overnight.
So
So does my oldest daughter. She puts it on at night.
You would like this for daytime use.
But I like that it's a glass. I'm surprised they did that.
It might be glass. I can't tell.
If you hit it on the table, it would have broken if it's glass. I'll get you a new one. Try it. Hit it hard.
No, because it's not about the thing. It's about my table, my clothes.
All right, fine. All right. What are we talking about today?
All right. Lots of questions about your pregnancy. So let's get to it. You're pregnant. You're 44. Everybody's asking, was this a surprise? Was it planned?
Oh, and did I conceive naturally? Right.
Did you conceive naturally? And are you just a fertile myrtle? Go.
I conceived naturally. I do think that it helped that I cleared out a lot of toxins. I mean, I've already been on that path for a while, but my Epstein-Barr virus was reactivated and I was taking the thymosin alpha peptide shot twice a week. And I was able to get the Epstein-Barr virus to go back to being dormant. So I had actually gone in, and I always get lots of lab work done to see where I'm at in terms of vitamins, minerals, and everything else. And when I went in there, I said, well, I'm curious, if I wanted to get pregnant again. And he looked, and my AMH level was quite low.
Explain AMH for those of us who...
The anti-Müllerian hormone. It's one of the main blood tests used to look at your ovarian reserve, meaning like how many eggs you kind of have remaining in the ovaries. And so it was low. Now, I then spoke to our friend Lorona, who's an OB-GYN, and she's like, if you have unprotected sex, she's like, you will get pregnant. She's like, it doesn't, just because you have a low AMH doesn't mean that you can't get pregnant.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah. She said it could be harder, but it's not the be all end all. And I think that's where it is hard for people to understand. I think also my husband uses all either linen, 100% cotton, or the new ones that he's been liking, the alpaca underwear.
I'll link here. I'll put a thing. We have all of
What is
them.
it? You know, the alpaca underwear, right?
I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's on the link.
Yeah. And he's actually liked that one the best. He has a linen one too that he likes. But I think that really helps him. If you look at the plastic detox documentary on Netflix, it will show you that plastic underwear, underwear that's made out of plastic rather, is not great for sperm count. And they've done studies on that as well. So my AMH levels were low, and it took me a while after the miscarriage last year to want to try again. If I wanted to try again, I wasn't sure. It was a lot harder on me than I anticipated. I was glad that I did it naturally because I've had one other miscarriage before I had any kids. I had one miscarriage and I did a DNC. It didn't work. I woke up in a pool of blood. Then they had to go back in there. And then I had to try the pill that they kind of put up there. I think it's the misoprostol. I don't know if it was that one actually. Anyways, there was a lot of complications. And I was, of course, freaking out thinking I would never get pregnant. And I was working at Long Beach Memorial Children's Hospital. And I spoke to one of my mentors, and she said that she had a miscarriage before she had kids. She went on to have 2 great kids, and that's exactly what she wanted. And, not to freak out about it, that miscarriage is just not spoken about. And then 2 months later, I got pregnant. And then every other pregnancy since then, I've never had problems. And so when I had this last miscarriage, when I was, pregnant the 6th time, but had 4 kids already, that was hard on me. I hadn't gotten an ultrasound. I hadn't taken any blood tests to look at my HCG levels or my progesterone levels. I hadn't tested any of that. I just assumed everything was fine because it had been in the past. And so I was glad I did it naturally and passing it naturally, but it was much more traumatic emotionally. And physically it was hard on me, but emotionally it was harder. So then I decided a few months ago, in January or February.
Yeah, just to let go and let God.
And I said, I'm leaving it up to God. If I get pregnant, by my birthday, I'll give myself till my birthday. Because I'll be 44 then, just my husband and I didn't want to go beyond that. And we said, we'll leave it up to God. And at that point, when did my Epstein-Barr virus go back to being dormant? It was in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at end of February, I think, or early March. It was the first week of March that's when I got pregnant. And I had not been trying. I should make that clear from before. But the second that the Epstein-Barr virus went dormant, and all of my nutrient levels were great, all of my vitamin levels were great, my iron was great, my ferritin, everything, my vitamin D levels, I got pregnant. And I found out, a week or 2 weeks before my birthday, before I turned 44.
The week before your birthday.
Yeah. I was like, oh, wait, I haven't had my period in a while. Am I going through perimenopause? And then when I peed on the stick, I was like, oh, it turned pink, the line before the control line. I was like, what? I put another one and it automatically pregnant. I was like, okay.
Funny story, a week before probably 5 days before you found out you were pregnant, you messaged me and we both decided it'd be a good idea for us to see a psychic.
And you were like, how did you know? And I said, well, I was driving by a sign and it said psychics. I was like, oh, we should do that. And you had just finished booking
the psychic for myself.
Yeah.
And you were like, I want her too.
And so we booked the psychic after I found out that I was pregnant. And the psychic told you, no, you're going to get pregnant.
Which, by the way, that ship has sailed, girlfriend. Natasha's like, maybe she thinks you're me or whatever.
Because I know, because for background reference, Emily, you've gone through 7 rounds of IVF and you got your amazing son. And it was
And
very
that was 10 years ago
10 years
and
ago,
or
and
11 years ago, and I have
now
not been trying. Yeah.
yes.
And,
Oh,
maybe
and then when I met with the psychic, she said that I would miscarry.
in fairness, you did not tell her you were pregnant. You thought it'd be good if we just didn't tell her you were
Oh,
pregnant.
right. I didn't tell her, you're right. And she said that I would get pregnant, but not it. She said she saw something in October happening. And then I said, well, actually, I'm pregnant now. And I thought, okay, well, this psychic isn't very good because she didn't know I was pregnant. And then she said, no, it's going to miscarry and you'll get pregnant in October. And I was like, okay. So far, knock on wood,
Yeah. Things are good. You're
things are
very
good.
sick. Good sign.
Well, I've had the ultrasound, I've shown the heartbeat. It's a very strong heartbeat. And I've looked at my HCG levels that have gone up and have rised. And so I go in 6 days to get my NIPT test, the expanded panel, to look for all the chromosomal abnormalities. And then you can determine the gender too. Just because at my age, there is a higher likelihood of chromosomal abnormalities.
And can you talk about another thing which other friends of mine have asked me about, which is this would be your 5th C-section.
5th C-section, correct. So it depends on the person. Some women just cannot have more than 2 or 3, but I've known people who've had 6 or 7. And I am lucky that I don't have a lot of scar tissue. I think my body heals well. It responds to light really well. And I've noticed that even when I first used the loom box, when Vivian first came out with it, and I was like, I put it on my shoulder and it, like, I was carrying the bags all day from Expo West like years ago. And I called her and I was like, it worked. And she's like, wait, you only used it once? I was like, yeah. She's like, you must respond really well to light. You must be really sensitive to it. I used it on my tooth, and Lydia was even shocked. She did it in her office. The gum was a little bit more exposed, and so it was more sensitive, and that went away. I've used it on my scar, and I had a keloid scar on my where my C-section scar was, and it has minimized it so much that you can barely see it.
I think I respond well to light too. I have been back to my meditating every day with the loom box, and I think you should do that too.
I should do that, especially because I'm missing my loom box because I'm not using it on my belly, which I'm so used to.
Use it on your face and
yes,
on the meditation.
I used it on the bottom of my feet and my calves yesterday because I was sore from working out. And that's the other thing I noticed with this pregnancy. I was really good about my supplements beforehand. I'm taking high quality supplements. And in the past, I've either not taken great supplements or have not prepared my body with them, which is why I think I'm not vomiting.
The B vitamin thing, right?
Yes, the B6, B12, magnesium. TMI. I took the magnesium last night, feel all better. I've been craving cheese, and which I'm guessing my body is needing more calcium, and I can't really consume. There's not too many things I'm wanting. Actually, there's nothing that I really want. And so I'd been eating some of that, and I got constipated, and it was very painful for me because I'm not used to that. And I have my poop schedule, which Emily has now accepted with me, that I share with her.
Oh, fun that I get to hear all these lovely elements of your life.
I hear about your poop. Well, not really. You don't like to share it with me, but I make you share it with me.
Okay, but that's your choice.
Fine, fair point. It should be an open discussion. Poop shouldn't be a shameful thing.
I agree. As somebody who has ulcerative colitis,
You're very open about poop, considering you're not open about most things like that.
I think as a young person who had untreated or undiagnosed colitis, I didn't want to share about it was embarrassing. And then when it finally got diagnosed, I was able to say this is what I've experienced so much in my life. I just didn't realize what it was.
Anyway, so point being, I took the Wenatal magnesium last night. I took 3 of them. Usually you're only supposed to take 2, but I took 3 and felt much better today. And it's no longer hurting, and it's good. And I just have to remember to take my supplements. But I really think
you take that peak magnesium all day.
Yes, I'm drinking I do the Quinton, and then in the glass, which I know so many people are freaked out about, but it's really easy. You just break off the top.
Yeah.
People are asking aren't there little mini shards of glass? Aren't you concerned about that?
You're good.
I'm not concerned about that. So I drink that, and then I drink the Peak pink one, like that's for your skin during the day, and then I drink the blue one, and my husband makes one for me and sets it out at night.
That's nice.
Well, he's been bringing me food at night because I like fall asleep for half an hour and then I wake up completely nauseated.
I mean, we discussed this. I think a great gift for someone newly pregnant is a mini fridge for their bedroom.
That's what you're saying, because like you put food in there. Problem is I need like an actual, like either a piece of toast or, I needed cheese and pears or.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad for you because this is your first pregnancy in a town where they don't have DoorDash or Postmates. Like, that's rough.
It's been better, but it's nice because he's always up late, and so he'll bring up food for me, and then that helps get me to pass out because I haven't been eating dinner just because that just makes me sick. But then I end up getting nauseous because I haven't had anything and there's nothing in my stomach. Anyways, so Natal, this is not a sponsorship or anything like that. I find that it is one of the most comprehensive prenatals out there. And I've shown it to Elroy. He really likes it.
Dr. Johnny.
Sorry. And that's why it's more on the expensive side, because it really truly has everything. And there's some other brands that I have taken in the past, and I was deficient in iron. I was deficient in vitamin D, and I felt sick. And some, prenatals, they'll load up on like B vitamins in the beginning, but it just wasn't enough. I had Vivian check out Natal, and she's like, this is plenty of B6 and B12 in here. She's like, you're good. And I really think that that's why it's been so much better. Like, these bracelets saved me. I ordered another one because I couldn't find it, but I'm going to put it on this side. So I have two. But the Emitem bracelet, the nausea bracelet, it's always saved me, but I can at least function more so. And as long as I keep going and keep busy, it kind of distracts me from my nausea. So I force myself to go to the gym.
Natal, a little pricey. You can't wear it outside on your shoulder, but it's a great investment in your health.
It's a great investment in your health. And I take their prenatal, I take their egg quality one, and I still take it because the CoQ10 is helpful during early pregnancy. And then I take their omegas. My mother-in-law even takes their omegas now, even though she's not trying to get pregnant or anything, because she always said omega fish oils made her nauseous and she didn't like them and gag and all that. And she started taking them now. She loves them. And she said it doesn't make her stomach feel uncomfortable. And then I take their magnesium at night. And then if I can take liver and put that into a smoothie, which right now I can't. So liver pills it is from Heart and Soil. Just to give me some extra boost to nutrients. The bone broth I didn't do today or yesterday just because it is hot outside. It's been a little harder to get the bone broth in, but I feel like that's so helpful. Is there anything else that would be interesting about pregnancy? Oh, so I think it was the article is in Vogue, and they're talking about how, what's that model person? Giselle
Bündchen.
That one. She got pregnant, I think it was 45. Natalie Portman announced that she was pregnant at 44.
That girl, Jen Myers, is pregnant at 49.
She's 49. Wow. Mm-hmm. Everybody gives and talk about that. But then, like, Mick Jagger has a kid at 73 and no one says anything.
People give to those women? Who's giving it? We need to.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of comments. It was very interesting.
Really?
Well, you're going to die younger. That's terrible for your child. That
you're going to die younger because you had a kid older?
Not die younger. Sorry. You will not be around long enough for your child because you had them older. And so that's a selfish and terrible thing to do to your child.
You know what?
I was thinking about that I will be 49 when I have an 18-year-old, but then I will also have a 4.5-year-old.
And by the way, that's freaking awesome. And go you. And you know what? These women need to get a life and find something else, because this is not something that they should be concerning themselves. Let other people live their lives.
And I think if you want to have kids later in life, like, there's been lots of studies that actually have shown that you live longer if you have a child after 35. And then even if you have
I had mine at 36.
See, there you go. If you have more children after 40, you are actually, I don't know if it's more likely. I have to remember the study.
Oh, well, if I have that psychic baby, I'll be really good shape.
Then you'll be real good to go. But anyways, you are more likely to reach the age of 100. There's more centennials who've given birth after age 40.
Not to mention eliminating plastic and ultra processed foods and all the other things we preach.
And it's stress. I think letting go of the stress. I've seen with a lot of women that I've worked with, stress is such a big deal. Like, yes, there's toxins and everything, but if you stress about it so much and you stress about trying to get pregnant, I know someone who was trying to get pregnant and they just gave up. They switched out like for less toxic things and just assumed it wasn't going to happen. And then they got pregnant.
I hear those stories all the time, but also they make me so sad because, like, as someone who was like,
it's so hard.
They tell me, oh, just go on vacation. It's like, that didn't work for us.
But again, it sucks because, like, when you have an autoimmune issue, when you have something going on in your body, it's trying to protect you. You know, it sucks. And I can't imagine having to deal with that. And I didn't. You know, I can only experience it through you. So I think that that's the hard part. And it's hard when you're trying to get your body healthier, but you can't always do that, you know?
Like you try all the things and it's just not enough sometimes.
Sometimes it's not enough. And so you need help, and thank goodness there is help available.
Yeah. And there's more research coming out about different things, which is great.
All right.
Congratulations.
If there's more questions, feel free to put those in the comments, and I'll try to get to as many as I can. This podcast does not constitute medical advice or recommendation. Please consult your doctor.